Are you having chronic shoulder problems and no amount of rotator cuff strengthening or E-stim is helping? Then watch further. I have some new information for you. All right, so I'm going to be talking about a chronic shoulder problem, not an acute problem. If you just fell last weekend and you hurt your shoulder, then this information likely isn't for you. You've got an acute problem that likely needs rest, ice. You may have a tear or something like that, so get checked out by your doctor or physical therapist and make sure you don't have some other type of problem. What I'm talking about in this video is a chronic shoulder pain problem. All right, so what's going on with shoulders? Well, there are rules about how the shoulder blade should be resting and moving. And so I want to impress upon you that the shoulder blade is the foundation of movement for the upper body system. And so its role, look at it, it's a broad flat bone like the pelvis. So it's made to do heavy lifting and work. Its job is to support arm movements away from the body. And so what I have found is that most practitioners aren't aware of what these rules are. So here they are really quickly. One is that the spine of the scapula here should be resting naturally at thoracic level 2. The border here of the shoulder blade should be about 3 inches from the spine. So if your arm is resting and you have one or both of these landmarks off, chances are the shoulder blade isn't moving well when it actually needs to go into action to help you, which is when your arm moves away from the body. Now, as the arm moves away from the body, what happens is that the shoulder blade should be elevating. So this spine should be coming up to cervical level 7. Then this border here should be rotating up to 60 degrees. I have found if I can get a shoulder blade to rotate to 40 to 45 degrees, then we're usually doing pretty good. And then finally, the bottom corner of the shoulder blade should be sliding out all the way to the midpoint of the thorax here. So basically where the seam of your shirt is where that shoulder blade should be sliding to when the arm is moving up overhead. All right, and also the timing of this is important too. So the first roughly 60 degrees of arm motion, you're not going to see much movement in the shoulder blade. But the rest of the motion beyond 60 degrees, we should be seeing a significant amount of upward rotation and abduction occurring with that shoulder blade to help support the arm overhead. If the shoulder blade isn't moving, guess what? Then the little teeny tiny rotator cuff muscles then are overworked and chronically strained or stressed. And so this is usually the reason that most chronic shoulder problems are happening, is that these landmarks are off. So let's assume that these landmarks are off for you. Typically that's what's going on with chronic problems. One of the more common problems that's occurring with the shoulder blades is that they are resting too low or they're staying too low while the arm is resting. Why would this be happening? Well, a lot of training programs seem to emphasize that the shoulders stay down as the arms move up. And what this does is it creates this ballet kind of neck, this long neck, which is aesthetically pleasing. And so a lot of yoga, Pilates, or personal trainers with dance backgrounds or gymnastics will train this type of motion. Well, as you just learned, that is the exact opposite of what should be happening with a normally functioning shoulder blade. It needs to elevate as the arm is rising up because it's helping the arm rise up. So depressing the shoulder blade while the arm is rising up is basically negating the whole purpose of the shoulder blade. An easy exercise to start fixing this depressed shoulder blade problem is simply doing the child's pose, where you are on your hands and knees and you rock back onto your heels. And what this will do is relatively pull the arms up overhead for you. And I found that this exercise naturally restores a lot of these landmarks. Why is this happening? Well, it's because your hands are locked on the floor. The floor now is pulling the arms up where they should be. If the hand is free, then the arm will follow the trajectory that your brain has learned to do, which clearly is not correct because you have chronic shoulder problems. many people will find that, oh wow, I can go a lot further when I do this exercise with my arm movements than if I did it on my own. And so this is a good clue that how you're organizing your arm movements is not up to par. So starting with the all fours rocking stretch, and then you can simply walk both hands to one side and walk them both to the other side to stretch out the muscles that are pulling the shoulder blades down. So this is a great place to start, and typically I'll do that stretch for a minute or two, and I'll walk my hands over to one side and the other, and you'll do that for a few times a day. And what you'll notice probably, especially if let's say that you have shoulder pain, like, oh, I have shoulder pain right there. Oh man, it hurts right there. And then you do this all fours rocking stretch, and then you raise your arm up again. You'll probably notice that that pain has almost disappeared or significantly reduced. And why is that? Because you're retraining the shoulder blade to move the way it's supposed to be moving to help your arm movements. Simple as that. All right, so the next step from there is then you go to a wall and you just slide your hand up the wall. And usually when the elbow gets to be about 90 degrees even with the shoulder, that's when I have my patients really start to feel that they're pushing the arm up with the shoulder blade and try to get their brain connected to that shoulder blade again to get that upward rotation and elevation that they've been missing. And this is also a really good one. And I usually do one arm at a time. I used to do two arms at a time, but I found that seems to trigger a lot of behavior patterns with shoulders. So one arm at a time I think is best. So try those two exercises to see if those start to unravel your shoulder pain. And if they do, then I recommend either you can get my shoulder and elbow pain book, or I have a home program for neck pain that also is perfect for shoulder pain, because the reason neck pain happens is for the exact same reasons the shoulder pain happens, is because of this imbalance in how the shoulder blade is moving. So the neck pain digital home program, which is available on my rickolderman.com website, would also be appropriate for you. And now we'll show you the videos, and I have taping techniques and ergonomic recommendations and exercises and all sorts of things there for you. And it's pretty affordable too. So if you have pain that you would like me to make a video for, then please just put it in the comments below and I'll try and get to it and make a video to help you out. Otherwise, if this information is intriguing to you and maybe you have other aches and pains in your body, I strongly recommend that you purchase my new Pain Patterns book, which is a new approach to understanding pain that likely you haven't heard before. And if you want to check that out without paying a cent, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch my Pain Patterns book series. I've made a video for each chapter in the book, complete with tests to help people understand why they're having pain. And that's free. Each video is about 5 minutes long, so it's not a huge time commitment. But and I've made literally hundreds of other videos on my YouTube channel to help you. So please explore those if you're looking for new information, a new approach. If what you've been doing just isn't working and no one seems to be able to help you, it's likely because they're not looking at you from a systems point of view. They're looking at you from a component point of view, which is, again, great for acute problems, but not so great for chronic problems.